What's up, everybody? Hope y'all doing good. Welcome to a new episode of Wrestling with Rumors. Welcome. We're a week out. We are a week out from WrestleMania as I am recording this, and I am excited. It's always a different kind of road trip. On this road to WrestleMania, every year, as we know, it starts at the Royal Rumble, and then from there, let the chaos, let the unexpectedness of everything that's going to happen up to WrestleMania happen. It's a good time every time. And I'm excited about this year's WrestleMania 41. Wow. 41 WrestleManias. And we're only getting started. And there's a lot. There's a lot that's going into this year's WrestleMania. I'm excited for it, and I want to talk everything about WrestleMania. But before I do, this is called Wrestling with Rumors, and I do have some rumors from this past week that I love to read to all of you. But before we get into those rumors, like I say every week, all these rumors are exactly what they are. They are rumors until they are confirmed or shown on TV as facts. So let's speculate wildly as we want with these rumors, and let's get into them. So up first, Fightful says Kelly has signed a Legends contract with WWE. This is great news. It's good to have Kelly back in the fold again with a Legends contract. So I'm thinking we'll see her on TV a couple times. Definitely part of WWE 2K games. Let the fun begin. For what it's worth, Saraya told WrestleZone that she hasn't spoken to WWE since leaving AEW. However, I do believe once she does everything once she's done doing everything that she wants to do, as far as the book tour goes, she did put a book out, so she's doing the book tour. She's doing her own thing right now, but once she's ready, once she feels ready to get back into the ring, I feel like that conversation with WWE will happen, and I'm hoping it happens in time for a possible all women's pay-per-view called Evolution. So as long as Evolution is what has been said about Evolution is true, which I spoke about last week on Wrestling with Rumors. As long as that is true, hopefully she'll be there for that. Fightful Sean Ross Sapp said John Moxley doesn't have creative control in AEW. Tony Khan is very much in the weeds of AEW's creative direction and is the only person who has final say on everything, including the finish of Dynamite's main event. So, if you need to look at anyone for how you feel about that main event and how everything went down at that main event for Dynasty, you look at Tony Khan. Everything that happens in AEW in that squared circle with the stories being told, the final thing that we see on television, whether you like it or not, you look to Tony Khan, to all of it. One reason why Moxley's reign as AEW World Champion has lasted this long, despite frequent online criticism, is because Khan is pleased with the numbers he is pulling in. So, once again, look at Tony Khan. Whether you like it or not, the final finish in the product that you see of AEW and who stays champion for as long as they say champion, you look at Tony Khan for it. According to votes, WWE is considering the idea of the Street Profits defending the WWE Tag Team Championship on the April 18th episode of SmackDown on the eve of WrestleMania 41. And this rumor has been confirmed to be true. As we saw on SmackDown, it was announced for WrestleMania SmackDown, as with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, will be the Street Profits versus Motor City will be Motor City Machine Gun for the tag team titles on SmackDown. So that is definitely been proven as true. WWE Tag Team Championship, Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Gun. Very true. F4W Online's Dave Meltzer said the reason why Billy Gunn is in the WWE 2K25 game is because he also has a WWE Legends contract in addition to being under contract with AEW. I mean, that's cool. Now, hopefully, and there has been no word about Sting being at this year's Hall of Fame to induct Lex Luger. But I really hope that they're just kind of making this like a surprise, like, oh my God, he's actually here kind of thing. So we will, on Friday, when we get to the Hall of Fame and Lex Luger, when it's Lex Luger's turn to be inducted, hopefully we will see Sting at the WWE Hall of Fame. But we'll just have to wait and see. I hope it's true that he actually ends up showing up. But for Billy Gunn to have two contracts, a Legends contract with WWE and still be under contract with AEW, that's pretty bad. That's pretty cool. As his name goes, pretty badass, you know. I mean, he's not like on WWE TV or anything, so it's not like it's breaking any bylaws or anything like that. But that'll do it for the rumors. Let's get into everything about WrestleMania. Let's start it off. So, Friday, after SmackDown, there is at least a 2-hour gap between when SmackDown ends and the Hall of Fame begins. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a red carpet, but as I was looking on the schedule for Peacock of upcoming live shows, they didn't have, I mean, the Hall of Fame will be on Peacock, but it didn't pop up on Peacock, so I wasn't able to get an exact time of when the Hall of Fame will start. I mean, I know the Hall of Fame itself will start at 10, but usually they usually have it start like an hour or 2 hours ahead to count in everything that we watch for a countdown, or in this case, a red carpet kind of thing. So I'm assuming there's a red carpet, and I'm hoping that eventually by this week or day of, it'll pop up as a upcoming or a live show on Peacock scheduling, and then we'll get a better time of when the Hall of Fame will actually start. But for now, here in the West Coast, 10 p.m. on Peacock, and 1 a.m. for our friends in the East Coast at on Peacock for the Hall of Fame. Here we go. Next day, Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver starts 9 a.m. here on the West Coast and 12 p.m. on the East Coast. With they're giving it a 3-hour and 45-minute time. Then at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. On the West Coast, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, WrestleMania Night 1 is clocked in at 9 hours. Then we get to Sunday, which is WrestleMania Night 2, 1 p.m. West Coast time, 4 p.m. East Coast time at a clock, and they clock in that at 9 hours as well. So that's time zones and length of time for WrestleMania, Stand and Deliver. I'm assuming when it comes to the Hall of Fame, since I didn't see it pop up on the schedule, I didn't get an exact amount of time, but I'm guessing that the Hall of Fame would probably be anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. For the Hall of Fame, is what I'm clocking at, anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. Now, as far as matches for WrestleMania, here are the matches for Night 1 and Night 2 that were announced on SmackDown. And some of these, and the only two matches that are in the exact correct order and the exact right spot are the two main events. The matches that I put in order are just me guessing on how the order might go. So here we go. WrestleMania Saturday. El Grande Americano versus Rey Mysterio. That match, I'm really hoping that not only Rey Mysterio wins that match, but also unmasks El Grande Americano as we know it to be, Chad Gable. We got New Day versus War Raiders for the World Tag Team Championships. WWE World Tag Team Championships. We got Jade Cargill versus Naomi. We got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the United States Championship. We got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the women's for the WWE Women's Championship. We got Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. We got CM Punk, Seth Rollins versus Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns in the main event. That is WrestleMania Saturday. As for WrestleMania Sunday, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez versus Lyra Valkyria and Bayley for the Women's Tag Team Championships. We got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City street fight. We got Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. We got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. We got Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. And in the main event, we got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Now, the only match that I left out was Randy Orton's match. Now, we know that Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens is not going to happen because Kevin Owens has been dealing with a neck injury, and after going to a doctor, he has to go get surgery on that. So he is out indefinitely, not knowing when Kevin Owens is going to come back. And hopefully when he does come back, we actually will get this match. But until then, Randy Orton needs a match for WrestleMania. And on SmackDown, he suggested that maybe for one night, Nick Aldis puts on the ring gear and gets in the ring. Now, whether this match happens on Saturday or Sunday, I feel like we're going to learn who the opponent will be either Friday on SmackDown or either night of WrestleMania. And it's really, for me, I've narrowed it down to two opponents. It'll either be Nick Aldis versus Randy Orton, or it will be the returning Aleister Black against Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I'm leaning more towards Aleister Black because as we all know and feel, it is Aleister Black with those vignettes. So I feel like it would make sense. It makes the most sense to have it be Aleister Black go up against Randy Orton at WrestleMania now that Randy Orton needs an opponent. But if it's Nick Aldis, I ain't mad at it. I'm just as excited if it's Nick Aldis. But those are who the two I feel it could be against Randy Orton. And we'll either learn who his opponent is on Friday for SmackDown or either night for WrestleMania. Now, as far as the number of matches we have for WrestleMania, we have 13 matches that I have read all to you that will happen for both nights at WrestleMania. When you combine both Saturday and Sunday night, it's 13 matches. Now, if, in fact, Randy Orton actually does get his match at WrestleMania, whoever the two might be, who I think it might be, it will be 14 matches for WrestleMania. That is everything WrestleMania as far as the scheduling for WrestleMania, the matches for WrestleMania. Now, one other thing that I want to bring up before I call it a day for Wrestling with Rumors is that I'm going to be doing Wrestling with Rumors a little bit differently next week because of WrestleMania. So normally when I release an episode of Wrestling with Rumors, I release it on Sunday. This coming week, as we are in WrestleMania, I am going to be releasing an episode of Wrestling with Rumors on Friday, and then I'm going to do a recap episode for both nights of WrestleMania and release that on Monday. And then I'm going to release a recap for both nights of WrestleMania on Monday. And then Tuesday, I'll do a recap for Raw after Mania. And then Wednesday, I'll do a recap for NXT after Stand and Deliver. And then either Friday or Saturday, I will release a recap of SmackDown after Mania. And then Sunday, I'll bring it back around. And then Sunday, I'll release a new episode of Wrestling with Rumors. Both episodes of Wrestling with Rumors that I will release will just be rumor episodes where I'll just read some of the rumors from the past week and leave it with that. Won't really talk about anything else. Keep them short, keep them sweet. But that's my scheduling for Wrestling with Rumors for next week. A lot is going down next week, from the final Raw to before WrestleMania to the final NXT before Stand and Deliver. We got 2 episodes of AEW with Dynamite and Collision so that they avoid the competition of WWE with WrestleMania for Saturday, where Collision normally airs. And then Friday, we have what they're calling WrestleMania SmackDown. We got the Honor the Jump Memorial Battle Royal. We got a WWE Tag Team Championship match in the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Gun. We've got so much to look forward to with everything that's going to go down on SmackDown. And then after SmackDown, we've got a Hall of Fame ceremony to look forward to, whether those on the East Coast decide to stay up and watch it or not. And then we got the weekend and everything WrestleMania and everything Stand and Deliver. So there is a lot to look forward to going into next week. So many positive things, great things to look forward to, and I'm looking forward to it. I know all of you are looking forward to it. And that'll do it for Wrestling with Rumors. I will see all of you next week for an exciting week. And until then, take care of yourselves. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, y'all.